Hello, everybody. I'm Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your celestial wisdom for the week of June 19th through the 26th of 2022. First, let me start off by saying happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, especially my own, who is still my greatest hero. Now, as we kick off this week in particular, we have our summer solstice. And that means that the sun is going to ingress into the sign of Cancer on the 21st. And this gives us a feeling as if the sun is standing still, and it has this long range effect. It's the longest day of the year. And it has a beautiful energy to it because the sun is our masculine and Cancer is ruled by the moon, which is our feminine. So it invites us to balance the masculine and feminine energies within each of us. And we all have them, right? And so it invites us into the opportunity to be able to soften if we've been too rigid, or to assert ourselves a little bit more where we've been too passive, and to allow our conversations and our interactions with each other to just be one of light. The other thing I like about the solstice, and this comes back to ancient Egypt, some of you who follow me know how much I love Egyptian and ancient history and the Egyptian culture. And I went to Egypt in 2018, and it was just a beautiful experience. But the thing about the summer solstice also in Egypt in the ancient times, especially, it signaled the time where the Nile River would flood. And of course, this was where Egypt received its wealth, its riches, because of the soil flooding in and receiving all the nutrients from the Nile. And it would signal the beginning of their crop season and abundance. It also, on a metaphysical level, signals the dog star Sirius. And Sirius is our spiritual sun. And the thing I love most about this is we pay attention that this is now the beginning leading up to our Lionsgate portal on August 8th. It allows us to have another opportunity to feel as though we are ascending, or that we have this fertile energy about us, that we can enjoy the sunlight, we can enjoy life, we can feel the wealth and the riches that are much more than monetary. It has to do with feeling that we're extremely blessed or abundant, if you will, with our family and our friends. I know that times are tough, especially in the economy and what's happening in the world. I don't think that's going to go away anytime soon. Sorry to say, this is just the ebbs and flows of life, but we can learn how to roll with it. We can learn how to just rise up and meet it. And I believe, this is my intuitive piece of it, that in the next few weeks and even couple months leading up to that Lionsgate portal, not only will we have some wonderful ahas that drop in, but we can find more gratitude. And we know that gratitude is a beautiful opportunity to signal chemistry that happens in the body that allows us to feel more positive, more aware. And I bring this up because on this day of the summer solstice, the moon and Jupiter will be canoodling. The moon in Aries, Jupiter in Aries, they're going to make a conjunction. And while this may create a slight square, the orb's a little large, but there'll be a bit of a square going on here. That means that there's some tension, but tension is growth, right? So we may be feeling like an overabundant energy of optimism and independence. And not everybody likes when we assert ourselves independently, of course, but we can find that when we're in alignment with our true selves, that's where the shift happens. Right? And that's where we stand in the sunlight. I'll keep using that since we're working with summer here in the northern hemisphere. But we can stand in that sunlight and we can shine and we can let our gifts just overabundantly flow. Now, granted, we know that too much sunlight, we get sunburned, we get blinded, that sort of thing. So it's not that I'm asking any of us to dumb ourselves down, but know your audience. And also, not everybody's going to be on board with you, but that's okay. Now, this also can have us feeling like we need to grow and we need to expand and we're going to want more. And so Jupiter, a planet of expansion and abundance, can also cause an overabundance of things like that. And so you may on this day be feeling like, I'll say restless, even though that's more associated with Uranus, but we may be feeling like we need to do something and we need to make it just so, and I'll invite us to just be careful because we could push a little further than we actually should. Like I say, not everybody is going to be feeling the same things or wanting the same things that we do. June 23rd, Thursday, Venus will ingress out of her home sign of Taurus and into Gemini, but the moon will be in Taurus, which is Venus's home sign. And so there's this wonderful energy where we're going to want to connect, we're going to want to talk, we're going to have a lot of social activity going on. With Venus and Gemini, we're going to have our toes dipped in many different circles. And we may find that it really depends on our moods. It depends on where we're feeling happy and light. If you know anything about Gemini or you have a heavy Gemini energy in your chart, then you'll find that you don't want to get too heavy. You don't want to get too formalized. This is about fun. So socialize. I know a lot of weddings happen in the month of June. Go to these weddings, have a great time, be with people that make you laugh. Those are the kind of things that we're going to be attracting, or that people will be attracted to you. You're going to draw to you clever partners, ones that stimulate that mind. If you're single, this is a great time for you to get out and about and talk and do the online dating if you want. But I encourage, especially if the weather permits, to get outside. Nature is so nurturing, and it has a wonderful way of releasing all these wonderful chemicals inside of our bodies that lets us feel more in alignment with ourselves. It lets us feel happy. It lets us also have confirmations and signs. And I know that some of you listening are in tune with nature. So if you're asking questions intuitively, then you can receive these signs as well. You're also, if let's say you're partnered with somebody, this is a great time to have lighthearted conversations and connections, and to maybe tell a story. What's the story of your love? What's the story of your life? And just make it beautiful art form. And I also would say that you'll be looking at laughter as being the antidote to any of this heavy feeling that we may have felt while Mercury was in the sign of Taurus and Gemini when it retrograded back in May and June, the beginning of this month. And so now we're going to want to feel lighter with Venus here in Gemini, and Mercury now, of course, is out of shadow in the sign of Gemini as well, further emphasizing that we're going to want to learn about different subject matters, different people, maybe ourselves. And it allows us, like I like to say, bring out the best version of ourselves, where we talk, we connect, and we just love from a place of intellect, the place of learning, the place of stimulation of the mind. Now, one thing I'll leave you with, and I think this is a really important thing to take note of. The mind is a weapon or a tool. How we use it is up to us. And it's important that we continue to practice training the mind. So a lot of us may get involved with different meditation techniques or different mind techniques that allow us to be able to train the mind like it goes to the gym, to stay where we put it and allow it to become a fine friend instead of something that seems to work against us. I will also caution that many of us have an active mind, and those circus monkeys, as I like to say, will be running around in our circus tent of a head. And so it's going to be really important that we stabilize ourselves and we give ourselves permission to be nurtured and to love and to surround ourselves with the people that bring out the best in us. Because if we are going down these pathways of distraction, or these pathways where we still associate with some people that just don't bring out the best in us, then we're going to need to regroup. We're going to find ourselves feeling unstable. So it's going to be really important that we use this Cancerian energy with the sun in Cancer to nurture our masculine and feminine, to nurture the people we love, to invite them into the joy of feeling like belonging. And I think that's another piece that we're going to be activating during the next week to 2 weeks, is where do I truly belong? And I want to anchor that in even more. All right, you guys, I hope this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Come find me at jamiedawn.com, and I look forward to connecting with you. Have a great week.